What's good, my fellow deplorables? Welcome back to the 1776 Report, the #1 YouTube channel for exposing the stupidity of the woke left. Back in the saddle again after taking a week off. Went on vacation with the fam, had a great time, got my suntan on, but now it's time to expose the stupidity of the woke left. And it's getting juicy because the Bud Light boycott saga is unfolding exactly how we thought it would. It is getting juicy, folks. Notice this little asterisk right here on this price tag at Costco. Well, guess what? It was just announced that Costco's probably not going to be restocking Bud Light after they sell their current inventory. Costco just planted the Death Star on Bud Light cases, a sign that it will not restock the beer amid the controversy and plummeting sales. We have discussed this in depth here on the channel. Once a brand like Bud Light, Anhueser Busch loses its shelf space, it's game over. You cannot recover. If your product is not on the shelves, how can you recover? If nobody can find your product, they can't buy your product. It doesn't matter if they're part of the boycott or the movement, whatever the heck you want to call it. If your product is not in the stores, nobody's buying it. We've talked about this, we've discussed this, and now it's looking like that's what's happening because some internet sleuths, some internet detectives at Costco found the Death Star. Shoppers at Costco have noticed an asterisk on the price tag of Bud Light beer across the beverage aisle. Experienced Kirkland members have seen this sign before and call it the Death Star. It could be an indication that one of the largest retailers in the country may be considering not restocking the troubled beer brand. And here is a look. A 36-pack of Bud Light at Costco, $24.99. Nobody's buying that. Nobody's buying that transmission fluid. But take a look at the top right corner of the price tag, and you will notice the Death Star. Bud Light sales plummeting down, minus 30% year over year. Nobody's buying it. And now they are losing their shelf space. Confirmed kill. To make matters worse, here's another Anhueser Busch product, Bud Light Platinum, $14.97. And take a look at the top right-hand corner, the Death Star. And if we take another look, if that isn't bad enough, this picture here basically summarizes what Bud Light and Anhueser Busch are experiencing right now. It was $17.27 for a 12-pack of Bud Light or Budweiser at Walmart. This is Walmart. Now they couldn't sell them. $10. And still, it's a full rack, a full display case. Nobody is purchasing it. And these stores, they aren't selling products that aren't selling. They're not going to continue to restock products and keep them on the shelves if they aren't moving. They are in the business of making money. And if a product stops selling, stops making them money, and is just wasting shelf space, what are they going to do? They don't give a damn about the culture wars like we do. All they give a damn about at the end of the day is making money, or at least that should be their main concern. We will have to see if Walmart follows Costco's footsteps, but it is looking like Costco is not going to be restocking Bud Light. A major win. Over the weekend, Charles Barkley, who was somebody I used to kind of like, my son is a big basketball fan. Charles Barkley does the NBA halftime show over on TNT, and he made a major mistake. He spoke out against the Bud Light boycotters. Of course, he took the side of the billion-dollar corporation. What Charles Barkley said was very stupid. He said, if you're gay, bless you. If you're trans, bless you. And if you have a problem with that, F you. And here's what Charles Barkley got wrong. He's basically insinuating that those who are taking part in the Bud Light boycott are homophobic bigots. But what Charles does not understand is that we were betrayed by a company. We thought a company shared our traditional American values, and that company hired a bunch of woke idiots, white liberal women who flipped us off. So what did we do? We flipped them off. It is not our responsibility to spend money on a company's products that doesn't share our values. If you, Charles Barkley, want to drink gay beer that tastes like piss water, be my guest. But we as the consumer who went out and made the money to buy the beer have the right to choose where we're going to spend our money. And if there's a company out there who doesn't share our values, maybe it's our religious beliefs, then we don't have the obligation to buy that product. And for you to open your mouth and say something that stupid, I think may cost Charles some money. Now, Charles is a savvy businessman. He's not a very smart individual, but he's used his goofiness in his NBA career to make a ton of money. He is in a lot of commercials and he does a lot of TV shows. But we will see how this impacts Charles' future earnings potential. Here's the actual clip of Charles talking about the Bud Light boycott.
Take this. I want y'all to drink this f***ing beer. I want y'all to drink this f***ing beer. I got 3 cases of Bud Light. Hey, and I want to say this. If you're gay, bless you. If you're transgender, bless you. And if you have a problem with that, you.
I personally think Charles Barkley is talented. I think he knows basketball, and I think he's sometimes funny, and I think he does a good job on the TNT halftime show. But that's about it. Charles Barkley is an athlete. He is not somebody we need to be listening to concerning political issues, and that's why the NBA ratings are in the toilet with Bud Light sales, is because they decided they are going to get involved in political issues. Now, I watch the NBA sometimes because my son is 9 years old and likes basketball and likes the NBA. But I'll no longer be watching the TNT halftime show. And that's not because I'm homophobic. That's not because I'm some bigot. That's because Charles Barkley had to open his mouth about political issues instead of something that he actually is educated on, which is basketball. These athletes like LeBron James and Charles Barkley think that because they're good at a sport, because they were born 6'7", 6'8", and can jump out of the gym, that makes them intelligent. That makes them smart. No, just shut up and dribble, Charles. Shut up and talk about basketball. Shut up and do your Geico insurance commercials. We don't need your opinion on our values and our beliefs. See, what Bud Light did is stick the middle finger up to their customers. They told us that we were too fratty, we were too manly, and that they were going to change directions. The company was going to change directions. So what did we do? We changed directions, and we walked 2 more feet, and we picked up a different case of beer. That's not bigoted. That's not homophobic. That's just if a company isn't sharing our values, isn't pushing the values that we believe in, our belief system, we'll switch companies. It's that simple, you moron. The former Bud Light CEO is saying that this is so bad, this is such a catastrophe for Anhueser Busch that the current CEO is probably on the way out. Anson Fredericks, former executive at Bud Light, says he's paralyzed. The former Anhueser Busch exec says the current CEO has failed to fix the Bud Light crisis. He must quit now and let someone else save the sinking ship. He went on to say, it looks like the battle has already been lost. As such, I take no pleasure in passing this judgment. It's clear to me that it's time for the shareholders and the board of Anhueser Busch to ask Whitworth, who is the current CEO, to step down. This is somebody that knows this industry like the back of his ass cheeks. He knows Anson Fredericks, former executive, but I think he's wrong. I don't think a new CEO can save Bud Light. I think the only way to save Bud Light is to sell the company to an American-owned brand. Anhueser Busch started out as American-owned. They decided to hire woke kids out of Ivy League schools that ended up destroying the company. It's a sad story, but that's the way it is. The only way to salvage it is to sell it to a company, a corporation that actually shares the values of the consumers. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button. If you share my values and you think wokeness is not the direction this country should be headed, hit that like button, share the video, hit the notification bell, just start clicking all the damn buttons. I love you guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. Until next time, peace.